All right, let's dive into some amazing travel destinations around the world. If you're listening to this, you're probably already super into travel, so we're going to skip right to the good stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, and this list we've got, it's a pretty incredible collection of the best tourist spots all over the globe, organized by region.
It's like the ultimate travel bucket list. So let's kick things off in Asia. I mean, a continent that just seamlessly blends like the ancient and the super modern. Kind of like how we were talking about before about how technology and tradition kind of intersect.
Yeah.
Tokyo's a perfect example of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can be walking down a street just lined with these neon skyscrapers, and then suddenly you turn a corner and there's a peaceful Shinto shrine, like the Meiji Shrine.
Yeah.
Just this like pocket of tranquility.
Wow.
In this crazy urban environment, so you can get that like ultra modern Tokyo sky tree, and then in the same day experience a traditional tea ceremony.
That's incredible. That juxtaposition of like high tech and then that tradition. That's amazing. Now, from Tokyo, let's go to a place that you actually mentioned you want to visit. Bali. You were saying you're looking for somewhere to just like reconnect with nature and unwind. And Bali seems like the perfect place for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just picture this. You wake up, sun's rising over these like bright green Tagalalong rice terraces. Air smells like frangipani blossoms.
Oh, wow.
Spend your days exploring hidden waterfalls, doing yoga, maybe overlooking the ocean, or getting a traditional Balinese massage.
Sounds so peaceful. I mean, and those iconic temples, like perched on cliffs over the ocean. That's like Instagram goals right there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And speaking of iconic, we got to talk about Petra in Jordan. Now, you mentioned you were really into ancient history and archaeology.
Oh, yeah, huge history buff.
Okay, so Petra is a city that's literally carved into these sheer rock faces. Like, talk about human ingenuity.
It's wild. I've always been so fascinated by Petra. Walking through that narrow, sick canyon, and then suddenly you emerge into this open space. And there's the treasury, El Kazne. Like right there in front of you. It must be insane.
Oh, it's breathtaking. It's like stepping back in time. You can practically feel the presence of the Nabatean civilization as you walk through these elaborate tombs and temples and even an amphitheater, all carved into those rose-colored sandstone cliffs.
Unbelievable. Okay, from the ancient wonders of Asia, let's head over to Europe. And of course, we have to start in the city of love, Paris.
Paris. It lives up to its reputation for sure. Just imagine you and someone you love, strolling along the Seine, Eiffel Tower sparkling in the distance.
Oh, yeah, that's the dream.
Or maybe losing yourself in the Louvre, which is like one of the best art collections in the world. And then afterwards, you have a cozy dinner and like a charming little Montmartre bistro.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
You can't forget about all the cafes and bakeries on literally every corner. I can almost smell the fresh croissants and pain au chocolat.
Oh, yeah. No, you mentioned before you really like exploring like those hidden gems.
Yeah, for sure.
Those more unique cultural experiences. So for that, we got to talk about Santorini.
Santorini.
Yeah. This Greek island is just different.
Santorini is legendary. Like those whitewashed houses clinging to the cliffs, the Aegean Sea.
Oh, yeah.
Sparkling below. It's like something out of a dream.
It's stunning. Picture yourself just like wandering through those little winding streets of Oya village, like the blue-domed churches, and then watching the sunset over the caldera.
Oh, wow. Okay, and to wrap up our European adventure, let's head to a city that's on pretty much everyone's bucket list. Rome. You're into history, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Well, Rome is basically like an open-air museum.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you can practically feel the gladiators in the Colosseum and just the weight of history. In Vatican City, imagine standing in the Pantheon, just like marveling at the architecture, or tossing a coin in the Trevi Fountain.
Nice.
You can make sure you'll return to this amazing city someday.
I've always wanted to do that. All right, from the historical richness of Europe, let's go across the Atlantic to North America. And where else would we start but New York City? The city that never sleeps.
New York. It's a whirlwind. Energy, diversity, iconic landmarks. Just imagine standing in Times Square, surrounded by skyscrapers and those dazzling billboards, or catching a Broadway show.
I mean, you always say you love exploring all the different neighborhoods and experiencing like the local culture. And each neighborhood in New York has its own unique vibe, from like the trendy boutiques of Soho to the artistic energy of Greenwich Village. And then if you need a break from all the hustle and bustle, there's always Central
Oh,
Park.
for sure. That's a good point. Speaking of nature, let's go north to Canada, Banff National Park. I know you love hiking and just breathtaking scenery in general. Banff is like a haven for anyone who loves the
Oh,
outdoors.
I've seen pictures, like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, those turquoise waters
Yeah.
reflecting the mountains. They're just stunning.
It's unreal. Imagine hiking through the alpine meadows, surrounded by those towering peaks, and then reaching a viewpoint and you see those turquoise lakes just sparkling below, or you could ride the Banff gondola to the top of Sulphur Mountain. Panoramic views of the whole national park.
Oh, sounds incredible. Okay, for our final North American stop, let's head south of the border to Tulum, Mexico. I know you're into ancient ruins
Oh, yeah.
and relaxing on beaches.
Love it.
Well, Tulum has both,
Perfect.
like the perfect blend.
Sign me up.
All right, so picture this. You're exploring the Tulum ruins, perched on these cliffs,
Yeah.
overlooking that turquoise Caribbean Sea. You wander through the ancient temples, learn about the Mayan history, and then you can cool off with a swim in a cenote,
Oh, wow.
like a natural sinkhole.
Yeah, those are amazing.
And Tulum has that like bohemian vibe you were talking about.
Chile?
Yoga studios, organic cafes, eco-friendly boutiques.
Yeah, that's Tulum for sure.
So from the beaches of Tulum, let's go to South America. And we have to start with Machu Picchu. This is on everyone's bucket list. Machu Picchu in Peru, this lost city of the Incas,
Yeah.
high up in the Andes Mountains. It's just shrouded in this mystery. It's like something out of a movie.
It is, even just the journey to get there. Whether you take the train or hike the Inca Trail, it's an adventure. Imagine hiking through cloud forests, passing ancient Inca ruins along the way. And then finally, you reach the Sun Gate, and you get your first glimpse of Machu Picchu.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And from the ancient ruins of Machu Picchu, let's head to the city of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. You're a big fan of music and dance, right?
Huge fan.
Well, Rio is a city that just pulsates with rhythm. From that iconic Christ the Redeemer statue overlooking the city to the samba beats that fill the air, especially during Carnival.
Oh, yeah.
Rio's amazing.
It's a feast for the senses, soaking up the sun on those famous beaches, Copacabana and Ipanema, sipping caipirinhas, and then heading to a samba club to experience that incredible energy of Brazilian music and dance.
It sounds like a whirlwind of color. And music, and just pure joy. And to finish our South American adventure, let's venture to Patagonia. I know you love hiking in those grand natural landscapes, and Patagonia has all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine trekking through Torres del Paine National Park with those towering granite peaks, turquoise lakes, glaciers that seem to touch the sky.
It's insane.
Patagonia's been on my travel list for years.
Yeah.
It's a place that just inspires awe.
Absolutely. It's a place for anyone who's looking for adventure and wants to really connect with nature on a huge scale. You can hike to the base of Mount Fitzroy, kayak among icebergs in Lago Argentino, or just marvel at the Perito Moreno Glacier as it cabs into the water.
Incredible. Okay, we've explored Asia, Europe, South America, experiencing so much diversity, culture, history, natural landscapes. Now let's head to Africa, a continent known for its wildlife, ancient traditions, and vibrant cities. We'll start in Cape Town, South Africa, a city that blends natural beauty with this really rich and complex history. I know you're into both outdoor adventures and cultural experiences. And Cape Town seems to have a perfect mix of both.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Cape Town's always intrigued me. It's surrounded by mountains and ocean. It's got this really vibrant cultural scene and such a fascinating history. What are some things you'd recommend doing there?
Well, you could hike to the top of Table Mountain for panoramic views of the whole city, the coastline, and those surrounding mountains. Or you could take a ferry to Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 18 years. It's a pretty poignant reminder of South Africa's struggle for freedom.
Wow, those are experiences that would stay with you forever.
Yeah.
And from the modern metropolis of Cape Town, let's go to Marrakech, Morocco, with those bustling souks and that vibrant culture. I know you love exploring markets and getting lost in those maze-like alleys of ancient cities. And Marrakech is like a sensory overload in the best way possible. I can imagine myself in the souks, bartering for spices and textiles, and all kinds of handcrafted goods. It sounds like true cultural immersion. What else would you recommend experiencing in Marrakech?
Okay, so imagine wandering through those maze-like alleys of the Medina, hidden courtyards, those vibrant ryads, the scent of spices just filling the air. You can visit the Koutoubia Mosque, explore the Bahia Palace, or find some peace and quiet in the Jardin Majorelle, which is this beautiful botanical garden with bright blue structures and exotic plants.
Sounds like a place that just transports you to another time and place. with that fascinating blend of Arab, Berber, and European influences. And for our final African destination, we're heading to a natural wonder that's on everyone's bucket list. Victoria Falls. I know you're drawn to the power of nature. And Victoria Falls is one of the largest waterfalls in the world, spanning the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe.
It's incredible.
I've seen pictures and videos of it, and it's hard to even comprehend the scale. The water cascading over that precipice, the mist rising high into the air. It must be unbelievable.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways you can experience the falls?
Well, you can view them from different viewpoints on both the Zambian and Zimbabwean sides. Each one offers a different perspective. You could take a helicopter ride for a bird's eye view. Or you could go whitewater rafting on the Zambezi River below the falls. Or even bungee jump from the Victoria Falls Bridge if you're feeling really adventurous.
Oh, wow. Talk about an adrenaline rush.
Oh,
Okay, we've explored 4 continents and experienced this incredible range of destinations, from busy cities to tranquil islands, ancient ruins to natural wonders. Now let's go to our final destination, Oceania. We'll start in a city known for its iconic landmarks and that laid-back beach culture, Sydney, Australia.
Sydney is great. It's this vibrant, cosmopolitan city. I know you're into architecture and unique cityscapes, and Sydney's landmarks are instantly recognizable.
Oh yeah, the Sydney Opera House and Harbour Bridge, those are iconic. I've always wanted to take a stroll along Bondi Beach. What else would you recommend doing in Sydney?
Well, imagine taking a ferry across Sydney Harbour. With the Opera House and Harbour Bridge right there in the background, you can explore the Rocks District, which is the historic area, or wander through the Royal Botanic Garden, or catch a show at the Sydney Opera House.
Nice. It sounds like a city that really balances that urban sophistication with a relaxed outdoor lifestyle. And from the beaches of Sydney, let's go to a destination that's known as the adventure capital of the world, Queenstown, New Zealand.
Queenstown.
I know you're an adrenaline junkie. You love pushing your limits. Queenstown is nestled in these stunning mountains, and it's a total playground for thrill seekers.
It is.
Queenstown has been on my radar for a while now. I've heard all about the bungee jumping, the whitewater rafting, the skydiving. It seems like the perfect place to get your heart racing. What are some must-do activities for adventure enthusiasts?
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to bungee jump off the Cowaro Bridge. That's where commercial bungee jumping started. Or you could go whitewater rafting down the Shotover River, known for its thrilling rapids and that incredible canyon scenery. And even if you're not a huge adrenaline junkie, the natural beauty of Milford Sound will blow you away.
Oh, yeah. Milford Sound's another place that's been on my list. People say it's one of the most beautiful places on Earth.
It is. Just imagine cruising through this fjord that was carved by glaciers, towering waterfalls cascading down those cliffs, and seals just basking on the rocks. It's an incredible landscape.
Wow. Okay, and for our final stop in Oceania, we're going to a destination that just screams romance and luxury. Bora Bora in French Polynesia.
Bora Bora.
I know you're looking for a relaxing getaway. Pristine beaches, overwater bungalows. Bora Bora is like the ultimate paradise escape.
Oh, yeah.
It's that place you always see in travel magazines. And honeymoon brochures, overwater bungalows perched above these crystal clear turquoise lagoons, surrounded by lush tropical vegetation. What are some of the things you can do in this paradise?
Well, imagine snorkeling or diving in these vibrant coral gardens, swimming with stingrays and colorful fish, or just relaxing on your private deck, sipping cocktails as the sun sets over the lagoon. You could also explore the island by bicycle, hike to the top of Mount Otomanu for panoramic views, or indulge in a traditional Polynesian spa treatment.
It sounds like the perfect combination of relaxation, adventure, and pure indulgence.
It is. Bora Bora is like the ultimate escape from the everyday world, a place where you can just disconnect and reconnect with yourself and the beauty of nature.
So there you have it. A whirlwind tour of some of the most amazing tourist destinations around the world. From bustling cities to tranquil islands, ancient ruins to natural wonders. We've covered a lot of ground.
Sure.
But this is just the beginning of your journey. What are your thoughts so far? Which destinations have sparked your wanderlust?
It's really incredible how each of these places offers such a unique experience. It's a chance to really step outside of your comfort zone and immerse yourself in a different culture, landscape, or way of life. The world is full of wonders just waiting to be discovered.
And with so many incredible places to choose from, the possibilities are endless. I know it can feel overwhelming with all the options, especially with the internet just bombarding us with travel inspiration 24/7.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But don't worry, that's completely normal. The key is to just focus on what truly excites you. What kind of experience are you looking for? What kind of memories do you want to create?
Yeah, I think that's key. Once you have a better sense of what you're looking for, You can start narrowing down your choices and focusing on destinations and activities that align with your travel goals.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid to think outside the box. Maybe instead of booking a package tour, you could plan an independent trip. Give yourself the flexibility to explore at your own pace and discover those hidden gems along the way.
Right. And instead of trying to cram too much into one trip, maybe you focus on just one or two destinations and really immerse yourself in the local culture. Learn a few basic phrases in the local language, try the traditional foods, and connect with locals beyond just the typical tourist interactions.
Those are great ideas. And remember, it's okay to start small. You don't have to travel to the other side of the world to have a meaningful travel experience. Sometimes the most rewarding adventures are the ones right in your own backyard. Maybe exploring a nearby town you've never been to, hiking a new trail, or even just taking a day trip to a local museum or historical site.
I love that. Adventure can be found anywhere if you're open to it.
Exactly. It's all about cultivating a sense of curiosity and wonder, about being present in the moment and appreciating the beauty and diversity that's all around us, whether we're exploring a far-off land or rediscovering the familiar.
You know, we've talked a lot about the practical stuff, choosing destinations,
Hmm.
planning itineraries, packing tips, but what about the emotional side of travel?
Well,
Like the anticipation, the excitement, that sense of freedom, the moments of pure joy and awe.
those are the moments that really make travel transformative, the ones that stay with us long after we return home. That feeling of standing on top of a mountain, taking in this incredible view, or witnessing a cultural tradition that's been passed down for generations. The excitement of trying a new food for the first time and finding a new favorite, or the warmth of connecting with locals, even with a language barrier, sharing smiles and laughter.
Those moments are what make travel so addictive. It's that pursuit of those feelings, those experiences that make us feel truly alive and connected to something bigger than ourselves.
And those moments are often the ones you don't expect. They happen when we're least expecting them, when we're open to the unknown and willing to just embrace the serendipity of travel.
So as we wrap up this first part of our deep dive, what's like the one piece of advice you would give to our listener as they embark on their next adventure?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I would say embrace the journey. Like all the unexpected twists and turns that come with it. Don't get so caught up in planning every little detail or sticking to a rigid itinerary.
That's so true. I mean, some of the most memorable travel moments
Yeah.
happen when you just kind of stray from the plan. When you let yourself get lost, be surprised, be challenged.
Exactly. It's about being present in each moment, being open to new experiences, and letting yourself be transformed by the journey.
And remembering that travel isn't just about the destination, it's about the person you become along the way.
Beautifully said. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone, expanding your horizons, and coming back home with a new perspective on the world and yourself.
You know, I've heard so many stories of people who travel to a new place, and it's like they found this whole new calling in life, whether it's starting a business, pursuing a creative passion, or just embracing a new way of living.
It's true. Travel has this way of opening up possibilities, showing us that there's more to life than we ever imagined. And it's never too late to embark on a new adventure, no matter how old you are or where you come from.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world's most amazing tourist destinations, I hope we've sparked your wanderlust and given you some things to think about as you plan your next adventure. What's one final thought you want to leave our listener with?
That's a good one, I would say. In a world full of wonders, the greatest adventure is the one you create for yourself. So go out there, explore, discover, and let the journey transform you.
That's a perfect note to end on. Happy travels, everyone.